What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're back on F125 for round number 9, I want to say. Round number 10, my apologies. Back in Canada, if you didn't see that video, at the Spanish Grand Prix, it was absolutely chaotic. A chaotic race indeed. We had a mediocre qualifying. It was in the Inters and we qualified probably the best we could. We were alongside Mark Webber, and unfortunately I misjudged the defense of Nico Hulkenberg attacking me, and unfortunately we crashed out. We didn't DNF though, but unfortunately on the last lap I did a little bit too much revs, and we spun. So we unfortunately came P22 um, for the team. But if you might have noticed, we are in fan rating number 2, which is an absolute blinder. I heard many of you saying that how am I not fan rating 2 yet, when many people are fan rating 2 already. But I'm gonna probably look at, well, that's actually really good. Get the engineering, go to activities, training, because we've got a good 2 weeks now, which is good. Might as well. What we got developing at the moment, might be able to reduce it by a little bit. What we got researching or development, everything but chassis. That's all paused because of the thing on the bobs, the damage. So activities, so powertrain, chassis, boom. I don't want any of them. I want these guys to be focused. Many of you guys said as well that this actually is very good, so I'm going to take that with a high. I don't think I've showed you this, apart from the start of the season. Of course, we're looking at Oliver Bearman and Antonelli, because them are the two I think I'm going to only be able to afford. But of course, the driver market opens in a couple months' time. But I am looking for some proper people. I'm hoping that Aiden Jackson doesn't go on the field, but it'd be hilarious if it does. Same with Calimero, it'd be hilarious. But I am actually looking at likes of Sonoda, Lawson, Stroll, even some of the rookies. To be fair, some of them are doing really well, and with having, of course, increased driver transfers, it could be a massive step forward. But we've got a corporate facility, we've got a new sponsor, secondary sponsor, Highland. And I did say this, I wanted to show you the car. Title sponsor, very close to another decal, and a whole decal itself, which looks absolutely beautiful. I'm hoping I can get that done sooner rather than later. But team identity, no, it's not team identity, race gear, car, number. But also I needed to add some of these. So realistically, I'm gonna show you the new number I want to do. I want to do this one. There is actually some beautiful ones in the store, but to be fair, EA have absolutely smashed it this year with some brilliant ones in the shop. That's actually kind of cool. I'm going to confirm this, and I'm going to get decal editor underway. Right, guys, it's been about 10 minutes, but I can safely say I've customized the car the best I possibly can, and obviously some things have changed, some things are new. As you can see on the body, we have one of our secondary Octanic just hidden away, but gives me a lot more money. Rear wing, we've got a big sponsor on there. On the rear wing itself, on the DRS thing, we've got symmetrical title sponsors. Rear wing, the front ring's been changed, and to be fair, I love the decal editor. There's some things hiding between the wheels. some things on the car that you'll see more in the video. But to be fair, I'm really happy with the way that F1 and EA have gone forward with the decal editor. It's such a beautiful thing to do. But oh my lord, you've got a lot of research.
Hey, Chief,
Two
we've got
things.
multiple parts out of research. Don't forget to develop them. We've got performance sitting on the table that we could be getting into the car.
We haven't we haven't got the we haven't got an available swap. Um, of course. What's it called? Let me think. Let me think. Of course, I haven't got the money to do upgrades at the moment, so don't expect a lot of upgrades just yet. And I think we're going to be just waiting now. And I think a lot of upgrades just I've got done, or research just got done. There we go, research complete, and we've now got a lot more, which is fairly good. 1 day left on them. Obviously doing these. I'm trying to get dual development as well before the end of the season. Watching a lot of Arrow recently, and
A sponsor is interested in backing our team.
another one. Who are you? Oh, oh. Okay, 1 second. Give me 2 seconds. What do you look like on the car? Let's have a look. What's it? What does this guy look like on the car? One of the new ones. Oh, I actually like that. Wow. Okay. That save. Okay, boom, easy. It obviously got rid of the vibrant colour, but I'll tell you one thing, getting title sponsors on the car quick time, we can assign a lot of upgrades. Of course, we're driving as Mark Webber, so I'm just going to equip them to Qualipinto's car. And, well, we're very close to Kick Sauber. Great news. Of course, both of them would have got the aerodynamic upgrade, which is very good. See, these is coming after Canada. Both would have got the assembly cables. Maybe one got the assembly cable. When's all of these coming? Before Austria, just after. You know what? I'm going to do that because that's going to come before. That's going to come afterwards. Might as well get them on the car. I see improvement. One failed. That's why I was going to get a lot on the car. I'm going to get that before and start that so it comes after Canada. So time and time again, these intro videos are going to be a little bit longer, and we get some profit in as well. We get a breakthrough.
Chief,
Research
I
done.
must remind you that we have
Yes.
parts fully researched that are waiting for development. Let's get that performance on the car.
And we get a chassis breakthrough. Of course, this is for the tyre wear upgrade that I'm trying to get. And we in phase 2. Hey, phase 2. Woo! Phase 2. We get a little bit of a bigger picture. If we go to research and we go to chassis, we go down to tyre blankets. This is what I wanted to start ages ago. But bit of a silly guy I am. I didn't realise it was a thing. But energy store, we need to start doing that. We need to get on top of that for this season. We've got something for chassis. We haven't got anything. Yeah, we have. So everything so far is progress. There's nothing else I can do. Have I got two simultaneous things that I'm not realising? Chassis is too simultaneous. engine store, weight reduction, drag reduction. You know what, weight reduction will do. That will come after, and that should be it. Remember, it's 4 days. You're 4 days. You're completed. So I can put you ready. That's done. So now I can put that one ready. They're both coming after Canada anyway for Austria improvements. Uh, so so I want to look at the unavailable. This is what I want to look at. Improve comms. Okay, how much is improved comms? Oh, okay. I'm gonna wait a little bit as we are actually doing a lot of upgrades at the moment. So I'm gonna hold fire on that one. Has anybody got this one yet? No, but as I think we'll put this one for weather, as we are driving as him. We need something on the car. But yeah, I think that's all we can do. Let's go for qualifying around the Canadian Grand Prix. Let's go. Of course, Mark Webber. I keep forgetting. My apologies, Mark Webber. Here we go. Alright guys, we've just come to the end of this qualifying around Canada. It's not a very good result. A very bad. We haven't got any traction. We have not got any traction around here. But we're going to cross the line, and to be fair, a P10. But I know it could have been better. If we didn't have the traction issues, we could have been so much better in everything we could have done there. But there was a lot of traction coming out the corners you see now, into the first and second corner. But Lando Norris takes pole, then Hamilton, Verstappen, Tsunoda, Alonso, Gasly, Duran, Sainz, Piastri, Webber, being us, Leclerc, Russell, Behrman, Ocon, Stroll, Albon, Hulkenberg, Hadjar, Bortoletto, Franco, 20 on 22. I mean, Kimi needs a good one. Need a rating boost. But let's go for the main event. Let's go.
We're back once again beside the St. Lawrence River here in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. The event first moved to the variant of this track back in 1978, and it was won by none other than Gilles Villeneuve, the first Canadian to ever win his home race, and in whose honour the circuit would be renamed. It's a tricky circuit to tackle in wet conditions, with top speed still of critical importance down the long back straight. There are 2.7 miles and 14 corners overall on this circuit that in the dry can see average lap speeds of around 130 miles per hour. We'll be lucky to get anywhere near that today. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso, and Gasly. Duran, Sainz, Piastri, and Mark Webber. Leclerc, Russell, Ollie Behrman, and Ocon. Stroll, Albon, Nico Hulkenberg, and Isaac Hadjar. Bortoletto, Colapinto, Antonelli, and Liam Lawson rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. Right then, the formation lap has started, and I must say the weather conditions aren't the best today for visibility and for grip. As each driver performs this lap, they'll be wanting to settle in and concentrate, as this race, in these conditions, will require a lot of focus.
I forgot to mention this during qualifying, but because of the long intro, I didn't. It is raining, full wet. It's meant to go dry towards the end of the Grand Prix. This is not good because, as you guys know, I absolutely hate wet weather. Can't stand it. I don't mind intermediates, but I hate wet weather. But it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's going to be lights out. And away we go. We actually get a brilliant launch there. We move up the gears quickly so we can maintain the traction. Oscar Piastri has to brake check us due to the signs and doing issue. We make a little bit of contact on the rear wing to kind of not stable for the corner on Piastri, but luckily we didn't get a warning for that. I'm going to chuck it down the inside of Jack doing. It's going to be very close. We do hit the wall, no damage, which is always good to see. As who wants damage? But you can see we're drifting through these corners. As I've got absolutely zero experience in these wet conditions. It might also be because of the throttle control I have, but the most craziest thing is I have absolutely so much like what is it called, like if you put pressure on the R2 it shouldn't do a lot. Obviously that doesn't work in wet weather because realistically I'm not even putting that much on the button, which is so annoying to see. But third gear on the hairpin helps us a little bit, but you just don't want them revs coming up, otherwise you're going to be screwed. We were talking to the engineer, as I said, it isn't to go inters, so we have just made that doubly sure that he's going to be there. So it will hopefully be a good race. And end of lap number 1, we are deep in the points really. Lando Norris still leads, and there's a good battle for the podium. We should say that. Yeah. Lap number 4 now, we're going to get pressurised by Oscar Piastri. We all knew that was going to end up coming on. The McLarens are obviously the best team on the grid this year, and kind of in real life. But we get a bit hairy out the hairpin there. Oscar Piastri is going to mightily challenge us for the 8th position. He does get that back. We're going to squeeze into the wall, squeeze in, break a little bit, but broke at the same time, and get the wall of champions absolutely perfect, mega perfect there. And we live to fight another day with Oscar Piastri. We're going to turn number 1. I'm just chucking it through these corners. I don't know if I'm meant to. I broke so much there. 6th gear coming out straight away. I wanted to get that traction, but not the best thing to do. As we're going to go on the grass, and way too much revs coming out of that corner, so unfortunately we go down all the way to the grid. It is going to be a red flag, but here's a replay.
We'll see you in the pit lane. Okay, this is essentially a free stop, so let's think very carefully about our strategy for the rest of this race. Right. Again.
But it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. We're starting P16, and it's lights out, and away we go once again at Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal. It's going to be an okay reaction time. We're going to actually squeeze Ocon out. He's going to squeeze us out, but we're going to go 3 wide into the first corner. We're going to stick it tightly in a gap on Oliver Behrman and Lance Stroll, but we're going to get back up and do some damage limitation. But we've got some super quick cars in front of us. We've got Leclerc and George Russell. It's going to be super hard to maintain a solid go at the Ferrari and the McLaren and even the Mercedes, so we're screwed either way. We are going to chuck one down the inside of Leclerc, but you can always do that. They're going to be anticipating each of its braking zones. Lance Stroll can't do that.
Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake.
That was a little hit last year. My apologies. But yeah, approaching the hairpin, and to be fair, it's not too bad. Getting the weather update. Sounds like it's going to be drying out in a little bit, but we are going to chuck one down the inside of George Russell. We're going to get into the points for the second time in the main event, but the first time in the inters, which is always good. Unfortunately, what happens next to our teammate? Franco just needs a little bit more experience in the wet weather, and he'd be a master. Here's a replay.
Tyre situation's an interesting
But yeah,
one,
unfortunately for Franco Colapinto, he does a massive spin. Collection Hadjar involved and a little bit of contact. But as I said, inexperience in the wet weather can really cause a massive effect in the race. But we are going to do an unorthodox dive bomb on Jack Doohan. But unfortunately for Franco's little spin, he does get a 10-second time penalty.
Okay, good work.
Obviously,
Great pass.
maybe for causing a collision and blocking. Bit weird penalties, but well, FIA is a bit weird anyway. So P9, running in P9, solidly in the points, as you can see, just a little bit on the edge at the moment, bit of inexperience in this year's wet weather, but I think a little bit more practice and we'll be absolutely not cooking, but we'll be like
Lapping
maintaining
around
a
a
solid
second
gap. But
faster
we're going to
than
do
the car
a
ahead. Keep
very
this up.
big dive bomb on Oscar Piastri. Absolutely crazy. He's sending it back from another postcode on Oscar, but we are going to
Okay,
get
the car
back
behind is
up to
dropping
P10
back. We're
where we
seeing a
were
gap starting
before
to
the red
form.
flag happened. But P4
Confirmed, we'll receive
lap
you at the
14,
end
I
of
have
this
to
lap.
call it. It's dry as anything. There's nothing on the halo. There might be a little bit of standing water, but we're going to go on to the mediums for the final 4 laps. Tyre preservation is still not a big thing that we have strongly on the car, but the pit stop, let's go.
Okay, off we go. Back
Solid
into the
stop
race.
for the boys
Perfect
here,
job on the
as
turn in there,
Liam
mate.
Lawson's
Looks
going
like
to
a
get,
nice stop time.
my
We're
apologies,
happy with
Liam
that
Lawson
one. Look
got
after these
caught out
tyres
in
now. It will finish the race
Franco's
on this
mess,
compound.
we should say.
Weather's changing now. You might want to review our strategy.
Kind of regretting going on the mediums now. Not really sure why I did that, as there's still a lot of traction that still needs to be fine, but we can go through these corners flatter. It might just be in the heavy braking zones, and I don't know why I'm getting all over the curb, but on lap 17 we get a straight penalty.
I'm afraid you've been given a time
There was no
penalty for that
multiple
last
warnings,
incident,
that was a
mate.
straight penalty from the FIA. Horrible. On lap 17 you get another warning, but we have a lot more people in the pits. I actually didn't realise there was
Okay, you've
people
just started
in the pits
final lap of the race. Final lap.
until I saw Oscar Piastri come out ahead of us. But they went on softs for the final lap. I don't know why they did that,
Franco's
and
in the
unfortunately
pits.
I kind
Franco
of
is
regret
in the
going on the
pits.
softs because I ruined my race. And Oscar has ruined his race technically as well. So McLaren are not even going to get really any points apart from Lando Norris. But yeah. It's going to be Max Verstappen, Lando Norris and Lewis Hamilton, unless anything happens in the next couple seconds of this Grand Prix.
Okay, so the car
And
ahead's come in and fitted the soft
World of
tyre.
Champions, Max Verstappen is going to put foot to the floor, come across the line, and he's going to win the Canadian Grand Prix. Lando Norris is next, and then Lewis Hamilton is your podium
Okay, gap to the
places,
car in
but we
front.
have a penalty to worry
3.3
about.
seconds.
We are not above 3 seconds to Jack Doohan. We need to lock in and get it going quickly. We get a good hairpin reset, but obviously they're on the quicker tyres. The straight is going to be so much nicer to them. We do approach the World of Champions and the World of Champions chicane. We're not going to cut the corner. I checked in replay mode. We were all good there. Oscar Piastri is going to set the fastest lap, but it's going to be an abysmal P18 and another poor result
And that's the end of the
for
race. We'll see you in
team.
Parc Fermé.
Unfortunately, we could have actually had some good points, and the first points that wasn't. I want to say wasn't. Well, technically second points. I don't know even know what I'm saying. But Max Verstappen does win, as I mentioned earlier.
Well, that's 2 race wins in a row
And
for
I
them.
think
they'll be
Verstappen
really happy with
has
that.
really
I
got
mean,
the
one race
title
win is great, but
this
to have
season.
2, you know
He
that
might
you've
not
got
have it
you're
in
a little
real
bit more
life, but
comfortable
he's
in your
definitely
skin.
got it in
This
this
is a
ultimate
great
F1
sign of
universe.
maybe what's to come
Max
next.
Verstappen is cooking out there with a big points gap to his next competitor of Lando Norris. And for both Ferraris, realistically, are still in the chance. It's not in a chance until it's over. But Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton, your podium sitters on the podium places for the Canadian Grand Prix. Obviously, next up is Austria, and not a sprint weekend this year. They scratched it. I don't know why. I do like a sprint weekend in Austria. But yeah, not a good result, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel, and we're going to come back strong in Austria. We have obviously just a singular race to do it in. I'm going to be practicing a lot in the wet weather so we can get it crisp and
And with
nice
that, we
the
wap
next
up
time we
another
do it.
weekend of
I did
motorsport
that a lot
action.
at
But
the
with
end of
more races
F124,
lined up,
but
be
yeah.
sure to join us when we
Obviously,
come
podium
back
places it
with
is. It's
more
Yuki Tsunoda,
Formula
Fernando
One.
Alonso, Carlos Sainz, Gasly, Leclerc, Stroll, Russell, Behrman, Ocon, Albon, Hadjar, Bortoleto, Antonelli, Piastri, us, Doohan, Hulkenberg, Lawson, and then Franco Colapinto served his penalty when he pitted the same lap Max won. 64-point gap to Max from Lando to Max, and the Ferrari are still in a fight for second. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys for Austria. I'll see you then, and goodbye.